The Regency suspension bridge collapsed when a rancher and his two sons pushed a herd of cattle across the bridge. The structure gave way under the weight of the livestock and fell to the river below. The father and one son managed to make it to the other side, but the other boy, only 9 years old, plummeted to his death along with numerous cattle. This happened May 9th, 1924. The turn-of-the-century bridge had not been subject to a lot of traffic, but it was the only bridge for miles. So Mills and San Saba County officials proceeded with having it rebuilt as soon as possible. With no state money used, a new bridge reopened in 1931. All went well until the spring of 1936, when a torrential flood washed the second bridge away. In 1939, the Dallas-based Austin Bridge Company won the contract to erect a third suspension bridge at a cost of $30,000. Workers earning 30 cents an hour added concrete to the earlier bridge's piers to raise it above flood stage and hand-strung the 475 lengths of wire forming each of the 4 cables that suspend the bridge over the river.
She is rocking. Woo! Wow.
90% of the work was done by hand. The rest took only one gasoline-powered concrete mixer, a winch truck, and a steam shovel. The bridge is supported by 4 3¼ inch thick steel cables connected to 2 welded steel towers on each side of the river. The main span is 343 feet long, but counting the approach spans, engineers list the bridge's overall length at 403 feet. The wooden deck of the bridge is 16 feet across. Long before a bridge crossed the Colorado at this point, a pioneer named David Hanna settled in the area in 1854. He used 2 slaves to grow crops in the fertile river valley. Later, David's 4 brothers and his father came to the area and stayed. The reason they didn't move on, at least according to legend, is that their wives liked listening to the songbirds in the trees along the riverbanks. As other settlers arrived, the area became known as Hanna. The name stuck until the citizens applied for a post office and found some other place had the same name. So the community was renamed Regency. By 1890, the 50 families supported a general store, a church, a cotton gin, a grist mill. 5 years later, the population hit 200, the largest it would get. The post office closed in the 1930s, and the last store went out of business in 1971. Barely 3 decades after the bridge's construction, the bridge's days seem numbered. The Texas Department of Highway Transportation, then more simply known as the Highway Department, had plans to demolish the bridge in 1971 and span the river with a new concrete structure. The plan was never materialized, but by the early 1990s, the pre-World War II bridge had really begun to show its age. With an infusion of federal funds earmarked for bridge restoration projects plus 15% in state and county money, TxDOT engineers oversaw the revitalization of the bridge. Then Governor George W. Bush spoke at the span's rededication in the spring of 1999. Some 2,000 people showed up for the event. The most recent development in the bridge's long history came on December 29th, 2003, when persons unknown started a fire on the span's wooden flooring. Now iron patches cover the holes burnt through the planks. Today, the New Deal era bridge continues to handle a light traffic flow, though its wooden planks have once again begun to show their age. Most of the timbers are splintering and some nails have pulled loose. The Regency Bridge is one of only a pair of suspension bridges in Texas still open to traffic, with 4 other such bridges still standing but none in use. It's definitely a cool place in Texas, and if you get a chance, I would definitely swing by and visit. You never know how long it's going to last. You might have another bridge collapse, and it'll be gone forever. So go check it out. We're going to keep on swerving. More Texas than most Texans. We're going to see it all. Appreciate y'all riding with us.